This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Tuesday, the 28th day of April in the year 2020. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here is what we're tracking tonight. As the number of coronavirus cases in Guyana inched up by 1 in the past 24 hours, the Public Health Ministry has declared that there is still much more to be done to flatten the curve. Since Guyana recorded its first case of the coronavirus on the 11th of March, the country has recorded 74 more cases. Director of Primary Healthcare Services, Dr. Hypertension Hamilton, today said the power is in everyone to ensure the situation returns to a state of normalcy and the numbers stop climbing.
As response efforts continue, a review of our data reveals that much is left to be done to flatten the curve and contain the coronavirus pandemic in Guyana. We continue to see an increase in cases on a regular basis. So what more can the ministry do to convince you that your adherence to advisories, especially physical distancing, is absolutely necessary to bring us back to normalcy, something that you and I have the power to restore?
Dr. Hamilton noted that 478 tests have been completed, 14 of those in the past 24 hours. The country has now recorded a total of 75 cases, with 5 persons remaining in the ICU, while 15 have made full recoveries. Guyana has recorded a total of 8 deaths. Dr. Hamilton explained that more men have been tested positive for the coronavirus than women. And this evening, the Public Health Ministry is warning patients who suffer from hypertension that they need to take extra precautions against the coronavirus, since they remain at high risk. Family medicine specialist Dr. Anicia Moore-Thorne noted that hypertension, or high blood pressure, as it is known, affects the middle-aged and elderly populations. She said that since hypertension is more common as people grow older, it means that many of the same people with high blood pressure may also have other ailments.
Even though COVID-19 is new to us, what is known is that, like any other viral illnesses, such as the flu, it can damage the respiratory system and make it harder for your heart to work, something that already happens with hypertension. This, in turn, can lead to worsening symptoms.
The doctor said the hypertensive patients should follow the Public Health Ministry guidelines and also seek information from their doctors. They are also encouraged to call the coronavirus hotline if they have any symptoms of the deadly virus. More news coming up in a moment.
Parents and guardians, you are encouraged to tune in to the Guyana Learning Channel, Cable 29 or Channel 42 for daily educational and interactive learning sessions. The nursery program airs from 6 hours to 9 hours. Primary programs from 9 hours to 12 noon. We also air informative documentaries from 12 noon to 13 hours, and our secondary level programs are aired from 13 hours to 15 hours. Please continue to listen to our radio broadcasts. The interactive radio instruction for grades 1 to 3 daily on Voice of Guyana from 9 hours 30 to 10 hours for grade 1 pupils, from 10 hours 30 to 11 hours for grade 2s, and 13 hours to 13 hours 30 for grade 3 pupils. Please remember to tune in to benefit from these educational opportunities. A message from the Ministry of Education.
GBTI is your Guyanese bank, a bank that understands every customer's unique needs, opportunities, challenges, and financial concerns. At GBTI, we see you for you. Whether you're buying a new home or car, planning your next vacation or retirement, saving for your child's future, or whether you're ready to take that bold step of investing in your dream business idea, we are with you every step of the way. We hear your stories and watch you focus on your dreams as we share your aspirations. We are more than just banking. We are a family. We are part of your community. Our commitment extends way beyond the walls of our branches and is demonstrated every day in the opportunities we provide to our individual and business customers. The support, time, and commitment we give back to communities across Guyana to help improve the lives of our Guyanese families. Because we see Guyana through your eyes.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Gaia
Guyold's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyold's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive!
Tired of long lines? Register with MyGTT at mygtt.co.gy. That's mygtt.co.gy to view and pay your bills from anywhere. Enter to win an Amazon gift card worth $25 or a bounty voucher worth 5,000 Guyana dollars when you sign up today. GTT, do more.
The following is an important message from the Ministry of Public Health. The National Public Health Reference Laboratory is the only authorized facility with the capacity to test for novel coronavirus or COVID-19. The laboratory provides the specific procedures for collection of samples and can also request for testing to be done. Persons who need to be tested can fall within the following categories: those with acute respiratory illness, persons with a travel history to countries reporting local transmission, and persons who have been in contact with confirmed cases, along with other clinical outlines. The Ministry of Public Health has a hotline to provide information on the coronavirus. The public can call 227-4986, extension 215, or 624-3067.
Welcome back. The CARICOM team of high-level officials who will be part of the recount of votes for the national elections is set to arrive in Guyana on Thursday. Following a request from the CARICOM Secretary General, the National COVID-19 Task Force has granted approval for the arrival of the team via a special charter flight. The approval was granted during a meeting of the task force yesterday. All of Guyana's airports are currently closed to international traffic in keeping with measures to fight the coronavirus pandemic. With the team set to arrive on Thursday and all of the officials completing their coronavirus test before coming to Guyana, the Guyana Elections Commission will now be in a better position to announce a start date for the recount. The Elections Commission has indicated that the start date was awaiting the finalization of the travel arrangements for the team by CARICOM. The recount has a 25-day timeline. The chairperson of the Elections Commission has said that she is eager to get the recount started and completed. Well, let's tell you now that a British Airways 787-8 Dreamliner aircraft touched down at the Cheddi-Jagan International Airport this afternoon with rotation workers on board for the ExxonMobil company. The non-stop flight from London took just over 8 hours. Aviation officials have indicated that the flight was granted special permission to touch down at the Cheddi-Jagan Airport, following a request from the oil company. Guyana's 2 international airports are currently closed as part of the measures to fight the coronavirus. The ExxonMobil workers who arrived on the flight will be subject to 14 days of quarantine in keeping with public health requirements before they are allowed to head out to the Exxon offshore facilities. According to the Public and Governance Affairs Advisor at Exxon, Janelle Prasad, the company has well-established processes in place to manage impacts related to infectious disease outbreaks.
So ExxonMobil has well-established processes in place to manage impacts related to infectious disease outbreaks. We're taking the necessary steps to maintain a healthy workforce here in Guyana. As such, rotational workers are medically screened prior to their travel to Guyana and are appropriately screened and isolated while here for the required period before going offshore. Of course, we continue to provide screening at the Ogle Heliport, and there are medical personnel offshore on our vessels to monitor the health of the workers and to provide suitable treatment and care. Our health experts are also working with doctors and other medical personnel from the International SOS Group, which is a leading medical and travel security service company, to design and manage the staging area. And we've consulted with the Ministry of Public Health and other relevant government agencies.
The special charter flight will also be taking out those overseas-based Exxon workers who have completed their rotation in Guyana. It is the first time in decades that a British Airways flight has made the journey to the Cheddi-Jagan International Airport. Well, regional carrier Caribbean Airlines has launched a charter service for its cargo operations. In a statement, the airline said the move is to support supply chains for the movement of goods across the Caribbean. The airline has noted that there is growing demand for cargo uplift to a number of Caribbean countries that are now facing reduced cargo capacity because of coronavirus concerns and the closure of airports to passenger aircraft. The Caribbean Airlines cargo service will use the airline's fleet of Boeing 737-800 aircraft aircraft and the ATR-72 aircraft, offering up to £18,000 for the movement of essential goods to and from destinations, including to Antigua, Barbados, Curacao, Grenada, and Guyana. Several other countries are also being served. Airline has made it clear that the charter flights will be subject to the regulatory approvals of the various countries and their aviation authority. Caribbean Airlines, which operate regular passenger service to several Caribbean destinations, has been badly hit by the coronavirus airport closures across the region. Let's tell you now that 1 week after the U.S. Embassy here in Georgetown announced that the U.S. government will be providing $475,000 to assist this country in its fight against the coronavirus, additional financial resources have been earmarked to further assist Guyana and other Caribbean countries. On Monday, the U.S. Embassy announced that the U.S. government has now committed an additional $1.7 million to mitigate the spread of the coronavirus in Guyana and the rest of the Caribbean. The embassy said the United States, via USAID, is providing life-saving support by coordinating with the government of Guyana, international humanitarian partners, and other stakeholders to identify priority areas for investment. According to U.S. Ambassador Sarah Ann Lynch, the U.S. government is committed to assisting the people of Guyana to combat the spread of COVID-19, to prevent illness and deaths associated with the dreaded pandemic, and ultimately to improve the quality of life and the economic outcomes of Guyana and its people. Through the latest assistance, USAID will support infection prevention and control in healthcare facilities and communications to help educate people on steps they can take to prevent and respond to the spread of the virus through country-specific media campaigns. Additionally, support will also be given to surveillance and rapid response with case finding and event-based surveillance for COVID-19. The embassy explained that the U.S. government has previously contributed substantially to improving the healthcare services, systems, and infrastructure with an emphasis on HIV/AIDS, malaria, cervical cancer, and Zika infections in Guyana. The U.S. is now calling on other donors to contribute to the global effort to combat the coronavirus. A 28-year-old taxi driver passed away today at the Georgetown Hospital hours after he was involved in a smash-up at Sue's Lake on the east bank of Demerara. 3 other persons, including 2 teenage girls, are still hospitalized with serious injuries. The dead taxi driver has been identified as 28-year-old Christopher Nicholson. He reportedly lost control of the car in the Sue's Lake area and slammed into an electrical pole. A 23-year-old man, along with a 15-year-old girl and a 17-year-old girl, were the other passengers in the vehicle. The 2 men were reportedly clad in their boxer shorts only, while the 2 teenage girls were clad in swimsuits. It is suspected that the 4 were returning to Georgetown after an evening outing at one of the creeks along the Linden-Sue's Lake Highway. Visits to creeks are prohibited under the current regulations to fight the coronavirus, and there is also a curfew that begins at 6 o'clock nightly. The accident occurred after the curfew had already started. The injured persons had to be pulled from the mangled wreck by persons in the area who rushed them to the hospital. An investigation of the accident is ongoing tonight. The Traffic Department of the Guyana Police Force intends to step up the monitoring of the roadways in the nighttime, as it has noted an upsurge of vehicular accidents during the curfew period. Non-essential vehicles should not be in the roadway during those curfew hours. But in the past 2 weeks, there has been at least 3 deadly accidents that occurred when the occupants of the vehicle should have been off the roadways. Traffic Chief Lyndon Isles told News Source this evening that it appears as though drivers are speeding more along the roads that do not have the usual buildup of traffic.
We normally will have some roadblocks set up which include traffic ranks, stopping persons, checking to see where they're going. But you find that because you see less vehicle on the road and motorists are speeding, most of the accidents are caused by speeding. So we are enforcing the curfew. We'll have ranks out there, right? We're doing some speeding also.
Mr. Isles said drivers need to adhere to the rules of the road, especially during this period.
I always say to drivers, they should remember the 5 C's. Whether the traffic is heavy or it is light, to remember the 5 C's. They drive with care, caution, common sense, consideration, and courtesy. And at this point in time, we need to be courteous, we need to be considerate. You know, people find that because there's less traffic, they feel that it gives them the way to speed.
In a number of communities across Guyana, the police department has been stepping up the monitoring and even arresting drivers found on the roadways after the start of the curfew. Across the region is coming up next.
Wondering how you can access free learning materials for your children? Parents and guardians, please visit the Ministry of Education's website at www.education.gov.gy to access textbooks, past papers, and practice tests to keep your child engaged in continuous learning. When you have accessed the site, go to the Students tab, wait for a second, and choose the appropriate option. You now have access to the resources you need. You are encouraged to take advantage of this opportunity as we strive to provide the best education for the nation's children. A message from the Ministry of Education.
They've made a positive impact on the heavy-duty transportation industry in Guyana since they've arrived. Guyanese are amazed at their power, durability, efficiency, and superior handling capabilities. These are brand new trucks, manufactured in partnership with German, Italian, and French companies. They have a powerful reputation for operating under very adverse Guyanese conditions and come with full after-sales service and spare parts. They're the most sought-after trucks today, with over 500 units in Guyana, and they're available in over 100 countries, including South America and the Caribbean. Be smart. Buy brand new ST Howo trucks today. Call 608-4998 and arrange for an inspection at ST Truck Guyana Incorporated, Block B, Public Road, Covenant, East Bank, Demerara.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
Falls, a trademark of China's Zhanghao Incorporated, located at Land of Cane in East Bank, Demerara, was incorporated in April of 2013, with over $10 billion Guyana dollars invested in a state-of-the-art 100,000 barrel fuel storage facility, a modern service station, an office complex, and a modern wharf that can berth international vessels. Having no association with any other fuel company, Falls imports its own fuel, which meets quality specifications, has all the legal permits, and is in compliance with international requirements. Its bulk facility can load 8 trucks simultaneously at a rate of 1,000 liters per minute, while the service station can service 12 cars at a time using computerized fuel pumps, which can facilitate the use of ATM cards. Through its professional team of mostly Guyanese, Falls wholesales and retails fuels to the public, including farmers and miners, and will continue to positively contribute to Guyana by providing quality products, service, and attractive prices. Try Falls today for all your fuel needs.
The following is an important message from the Ministry of Public Health. When should you use a face mask? A medical mask is not required for members of the public who do not have respiratory illness symptoms. Wear a mask if you are coughing or sneezing constantly. For healthy people, wear a mask only if you are caring for a person suspected to have COVID-19. Masks are only effective when used in combination with frequent hand cleaning with alcohol-based hand rubs, sanitizers, or washing with soap and water. If you wear a mask, dispose of it properly. The Ministry of Public Health has a hotline to provide information on the coronavirus. Members of the public can call 227-4986 or 624-3067.
Across the region right now, health authorities in Haiti are appealing to 5 persons who tested positive for the coronavirus and fled a local hospital. The director of the Center Department of the Ministry of Public Health, Dr. Dennis Jean, confirmed that 5 persons who tested positive for the coronavirus ran away from the hospital on Sunday. Last week, a Haitian national who had been deported from the U.S. and who tested positive for the coronavirus also ran from an isolation center in the island. The Secretary of State for Communication, Eddie Jackson Alexis, said that the escape poses a threat to national security in Haiti. Haitian health officials have said that 6 people have died since the virus was first detected in Haiti on the 19th of March, and the number of active cases stands at more than 60. Argentina has banned all internal and international commercial flights until the 1st of September because of the deadly coronavirus outbreak. The authorities said airlines should not be allowed to sell tickets for flights that may not go ahead in the next 4 months. Aviation industry groups said thousands of people could lose their jobs. Argentina closed its borders to non-residents in March, imposing tough quarantine measures. The country currently has nearly 4,000 confirmed cases of the coronavirus, with 192 deaths, according to figures from the Johns Hopkins University. And finally tonight, international news. 1 billion people could become infected with the coronavirus worldwide unless vulnerable countries are given urgent help, an aid group has warned. The International Rescue Committee said financial and humanitarian aid were needed to help slow the global spread of the virus. It said fragile countries such as Afghanistan and Syria needed urgent funding to avoid a major outbreak. There have been more than 3 million confirmed cases of the coronavirus worldwide, with more than 200,000 deaths. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting.